Here's how you add a private system. First, click the Add New System button on the Systems page. Click on Add Private System, provide system details, including system name, logo, and other important information. Then, add the necessary credentials for the connection. Make sure to decide whether you want to get the host name from the credential. This option is handy when you're dealing with multiple environments like staging and production. Additionally, you can enable or disable the system for use in other modules and select the authentication type that suits your system. If you need to set advanced settings, provide a description of the system. Enter the token failure status code. This is the status code that the system will return for an invalid token. Example, 401-403. Set the timeout value. This is the maximum allowed time value before which a timeout error is thrown. You can set a time in seconds for both the connect and read fields. The connect timeout is the number of seconds. The integrator will wait for your client to establish a connection. The read timeout is the number of seconds the integrator will wait for the server to send a response. By default, requests do not time out unless a timeout value is set explicitly. After setting up the system, you can configure the test connection API details. The test connection API checks if the DCKAP integrator is successfully connected to your system. If you choose not to get the host name from the user, make sure to provide it in the URL. Now let's talk about params, header, and body. These are essential components of your API configuration. You'll need to provide details like label, key, and value for each parameter, header, or body data. 3 fields are set for each parameter, header, body. The label is a suitable display name for headers, params, body data. Key indicates the variable name at which the value is populated. Value means the actual value stored in the key. This is the header that is used in most API calls and is used to validate the API request using the authorization token or access token. This token is stored in the system and will be inherited whenever the API is called. If the authorization header key has a value, dynamic token, then the dynamic token section gets populated on the screen. When dynamic token appears in the authorization header, it signifies dynamic token generation. The token body can be created with a username password combination or a client ID client secret. This token is used when making API calls. If you want to provide the value from the credentials page in URL, path, params, headers, and body sections, you can use the getFromCredential keyword. Dealing with status codes and error responses is critical. In the error handler section, you can specify status codes, validation logic, and messages for error scenarios. This helps you manage responses effectively. If you need to make changes to a private system, simply click Edit System on the System Details page. It's that simple. You now know how to create and manage systems in DCKAP Integrator. These are the building blocks for your integration projects, so use them wisely.
Subscribe to DCKAP on YouTube and explore the DCKAP Learning playlist. Check the description below for more.